What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? The market continues to dump, but Michael Saylor's talking about Terra Luna Classic. So, what are you going to do? So, let's talk about what's going on. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. I'll try to make this pretty quick for you today. If you want to do some risk-based gaming, terracasino.io. Terraport.finance for all of your DEX needs. And number one DEX by a long shot. Folks, it's not even close. Terraport.finance is the safest and most secure place for you to trade DEX on the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem. And don't forget, you can get the Believe meme coin there. I know you want it. I know you do. I know you do. As you take a look around here, you're going to see just not a lot going on. Everything is down. Everything is feeling it. That bear market feeling is starting to creep in. We're not there yet, but you can start to see it. Two things on validators. Number one, total amount staked is continuing its rise back up. We've seen quite a dip for a little while. We're starting to get that big rise back up right now, up to 961, almost 962 billion staked. Want to get that back over $1 trillion. Feels more comfortable when you're over $1 trillion for whatever reason. The rest of the validators here, not a lot of movement going on. Still Greenpeace continuing to kind of creep up just a little bit here, a little bit there, making moves and respect. So you gotta, there's no gigantic moves of any sort, so just natural progression. I'll be talking to you more about Validator coming up soon. Spending proposals getting down to the wire here, day and a half left. Still a bunch of people sitting on the sidelines not voting. Not sure what that's about. Was it some kind of sneaky thing? It's weird to me. Okay, it's weird. Okay, now we'll see what happens over here, but that's where that vote is going right now for the spending proposal for Orbit Labs to remove the fork modules from Terra Classic. Makes it work better. And by the way, remember, this is prohibitive in, I think this is creates friction in the Cosmos ecosystem. So when you're trying to build and bridge over to Terra Luna Classic, you've got some work to do because of all the forked modules. With this cleaned up, then you won't have to worry about that. It makes it easier for developers to just come in. And I think it's very, very important. So if you haven't voted, you should vote. I would like you to vote yes. I would hope that you would vote yes, but that's upon you. All right, price action. So we got the recovery bounce off of the Wintermute dump. We know that Wintermute bought back in. We know that they're holding massive bags of everything all over again. What is going on with the market? Why is it not just moving back up? And it's very, very simple. People are a little bit frightened because of what they saw with Wintermute, finding out that much of this market is controlled by one single market maker in that way. And by the way, we know when we look at crypto, we see that. We can see wallets. We see where the big holders are. We see all these things every day, but we never see them what feels like maliciously act out during a moment. Trump says something about China, the biggest market maker in China, then dumps crypto to oblivion and then starts to buy it all back for the next leg up. Well, now confidence has been shattered just a little bit. It's going to take a few days before that reverses. Ultimately, however, when we start to zoom out and we start to look at the broader market, I believe we're going to be absolutely fine. M2 money supply still continues to rise. So while we're sitting in this dip, and by the way, it should be noted right now, move to the 4 hour on the overall, that we've broken out of that channel, which means that we're going a little bit more bearish. Now, what I could say to that is maybe I was a little bit hasty right there. Seems like maybe this sort of range right there might be a little bit better. We're doing this as we go. Maybe this is a little bit better, but we're still kind of in that range. And even if you do the plus or minus for error, you probably, when you look at it, we're close enough that we'll probably go back into it and then break out above. So the market's not over with. Structurally, this kind of sucks, but I mean, listen, we've been there before. We've seen this happen before. When it happened the last time, and by the way, this is literally playing out almost the same way as this time over here when we had this huge dump, then we had a retest pump real quick, and then we dumped even further, and then boom, it finally broke out and started to head to new highs. So this is not unknown to us. We've seen it happen over and over and over and over. So what I would say to this is just hold tight. We're not done yet. We're heading back up. We've got a correction that needs to play itself out. That's really what it comes down to. And we broke down below this spot, but you can see how we're kind of defending this range right now, that probably means that we've got a lot of support along this sort of level. So I think we'll be fine ultimately. The final nail in that coffin right there is money supply. Remember that money supply continues to pump and go ever so much higher, which means that this market is not over. Now, there are some cracks starting to show, just haven't, they're just not that important at this point. Right now, this is the Wintermute fallout. This is the Terra fallout. This is the moment where Trump has not done what we hoped he would do to pump the markets. That's all. As far as volume goes, no real changes over here, just sell-off. It's just been some sell-off on the day, and not great, not optimal. You know, maybe we'll see a reversal here coming up pretty soon. And by the way, we should have an altcoin season by now, but we don't get the altcoin season without a Max Payne moment. Remember a couple days ago, people were showing you the charts and they were showing you the giant bull trap right there in the middle. That giant bull trap, that giant bear trap, that's exactly what we're in right now. You're feeling it, you're feeling it, you're feeling it. When you look around, you're going to see like 58 to 60% of people are shorting the market right now. Everybody wants to get in on the downfall. What happens when everybody wants to get in on the downfall? Some giant wallets come swinging through and they destroy those liquidity positions. They come through and they always do it, and they wipe them out, and that will always happen, and it's going to happen again, and it's probably going to happen very, very soon, but we don't know exactly when. So, but you will see that big swipe of the scythe, and a whole bunch of shorts are going to get wrecked. Now, as for burns, still respectable every day on burns, despite the fact that it hasn't been like blowout days. But today, almost 100 million burned. Yesterday was 60 million burned. A day before was 84. Those are pretty good days. If we can keep stuff like that going, then we're going to be in good shape. Slowing down on USTC. But again, we don't have a protocol really that's doing too much to fix USTC. So going back to the price action, without giving you too much of a prediction for right now, because the market needs to correct. There's obviously something going on with the liquidity. By the way, what I think you should take some sort of solace in, if you will, is this right here. This is gold. Gold is going to the moon. Not only that, silver to the moon. These things have been breaking out, moon and silver. Are we hunting werewolves? What are we doing here? But you know, these markets for precious metals are really, really, really pumping. Now the question is, when does that money trickle into digital assets? And the answer is always afterwards. So the correlation sometimes breaks apart, sometimes sticks. But Bitcoin and gold are kind of tied together as stores of value. And it would be my estimation here that Bitcoin will very quickly resume a nice big pump. What we're looking at, again, government shutdown. We're looking at China tariff war. We're looking at Wintermute trying to set an example in the market. We're looking at all these pieces playing out at the same point. This is what we call a black swan event. When that black swan event clears out, guess what? We are about to head so much higher. So how does that apply to Terra Luna Classic? Not sure yet. Again, 40x would be my maximum estimation. I'll let you know what I think after we do. I told you I was going to do an analysis, and I really was reticent to do it because it feels like this market needs to kind of play out. We need to get a better idea of what the market looks like before I give you another prediction. So give me a few days on that. Maybe we'll do it on Monday. Maybe we'll do it on Tuesday of next week. But we'll give you a big prediction on where I think Terra Luna Classic is going. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.